Hey everyone, over the last, I don't know, 5 years, decade, something like that, it feels like SaaS has been forced into everything. Every vendor is pushing things to be SaaS. Um, Even, in my opinion, things where it really doesn't make sense. I still remember when I was using Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, and all of a sudden you had to buy Creative Cloud. It's the only way that you could get access to those platforms. You couldn't buy license anymore and just install it on your machine. You had to buy the Creative Cloud subscription, and that's how you license those products. And I remember being frustrated, and for many different reasons, I stopped using the product. One of them was because of the SaaSification of everything, specifically those products. It didn't help that I wasn't using them as much as I used to be. Um, but it certainly meant that in order to find a value in them, I had to be using them a lot more frequently. Now, I also feel like there are a lot of other areas where you're being forced into a SaaS offering. Um, and the more I see it, uh, or I see it more in IT automation, and that just makes me scratch my head. I feel like that's the wrong way to go with IT automation. You should be pulling IT automation more into self-hosted land. Now, I totally get it that lots of people are moving away from on-premise data centers or um, running workloads physically in offices. Lots of companies are moving away from physical offices entirely. So if you're completely distributed, where do you run your workloads? Well, you can certainly run your workloads in AWS or Azure, right? Your own, it's not a data center, but it's your own cloud instance. And I think that's really where IT automation belongs. It doesn't belong in some SaaS system somewhere. It doesn't belong hosted by the vendor because, well, a few different reasons. One, your own systems are not being hosted by that same vendor. So all of the data that you want your IT automation systems to run against is in a totally different place to begin with. Now, there maybe is some merit to, if you're integrating with all of these other SaaS systems, whether the thing that's integrating with them is hosted with another vendor or in your own data center, it doesn't really matter because the data that it's operating on is, in someone else's cloud anyway. But certainly, if you're running other things in a self-hosted environment, your IT automation should be self-hosted as well. Otherwise, you're adding latency, you're adding security concerns, you're adding so much more administrative overhead that it really doesn't make sense. So my encouragement is get your IT automation out of the cloud. Either put it in your own cloud, your own Azure or AWS, or if you still have a lot of stuff on premises, run IT automation on premises. Now, I want to get into a little bit of the philosophy of this. I think one of the reasons, in addition to like predictability, I totally get financial predictability. Subscription revenue is great for the vendors. It means financial predictability. It means financial stability, perhaps. Um, and I think there's also something to being able to more easily support some of these systems if they're hosted by the vendor, right? You have direct access to the logs, you have direct access to the code. You can kind of force people to upgrade so you know that people aren't running uh, on older versions of a system. But realistically, and I'm saying this as a software engineer, I think those are all excuses. It's not impossible to run a system that is hosted by the customers themselves and still be able to support it. It just takes a little more effort. And that's something that we strive to do here at Synapse Software because Everything we build right now is hosted by you, the customer. Not to say that we won't ever host things for our customers, uh, but nothing that we build is required to be in the cloud. We don't require our customers to host things with us or to use our hosting services. We don't have hosting services right now. Again, not that we won't ever, but everything is available as an on premises or self hosted application first. That's the way we design it. And we go into everything we do knowing that that is the case. So anything that might go wrong, we make sure that we have adequate logging about it. We intentionally build features into our software so that if something goes wrong, you can provide enough details about it that A, safeguards your data, but B, provides us enough information that we can replicate the situation on our end and be able to troubleshoot it and get a new build out. We've focused on making sure that you have access to the new builds on a regular basis, on a frequent enough basis that when we fix things, you get access to the code. You can upgrade super easily. We've really focused on that because we know that's how you want to run the tools that we build, especially when it comes to IT automation. To us, it doesn't make sense for us to host your IT automation platform when everything that it's going to be interacting with is in your environment to begin with. So that's our thoughts and feelings on where IT automation belongs. Long story short, in your environment. And that's the way we've built things. So if you have thoughts about this, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you want to talk more with us about this, there's links down in the video description to schedule time with us, or you can join the Cortex users group where we talk about all sorts of things, kind of like this. Or join us on Discord. You can find invites to all of that down in the video description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.